Hello, hello. It's Carrie, So Much Glitter. I'm sorry I'm running a few minutes late. I've had a pretty hectic weekend, and I don't know if you could see me trying to set up and get my camera angle right, but I was kind of working on that because I didn't have a chance to do it earlier, and I use my desk to work on sometimes too. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here and find myself on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, Ellen. Hi, I'm so glad to have you here. We are going to just celebrate May coming in, right? Okay. Woohoo, Ellen, second job interview. Way to go. Congratulations. That's exciting. So that means like the process is going somewhere. I'm glad to have you here. So it is not necessarily cold here, but it's not warm. It's like we're in May gray now. So in Southern California, we have May gray and June gloom. Those are real issues, but I'm a little bit inland. So around noon or 1, I'll probably get some sun. I'm hoping that I'm adjusted okay. So let me know. I'm still kind of working on that. And I'm just going to get started out with my gratitude jar. Hey, Paper Monkey, welcome, welcome. I'm glad to have you. And every Sunday, I start out in my 2026 gratitude jar. I write something down I'm grateful for, something positive that happened to me during the week. And if I can't find anything positive because I had a bit of a rough week, we're going to focus on what good could come out of whatever did happen. At the end of the year on my New Year's Eve stream, I am going to empty this jar out, and we're going to be putting these quotes and kind of putting things in a journal, which I did create New Year's Eve going into 2026. So today I have not flipped my calendar at my art desk yet either. I'm so behind. So today's the 3rd already. Like, wow. It's been a whirlwind. April kind of went by. So I'm kind of at one of those funky spots this week. I can't find anything truly positive that happened over the past week. It's been a really rough week. It ended really, really rough and abruptly with the full moon. And I've been kind of, in a little bit of crisis mode with my adult children. And so I've been just kind of keeping close tabs on my grandson, and I had him all day yesterday. So I guess the positivity I could find out of that is that I am their source of strength when they do need it. So I am just going to really put a positive spin on this and put that I am strong. And I know that I am, but we all kind of have those moments, even in adversity. Adversity, if I can spell. So one good thing about having adult children, I do have to say, I do have to be their form of strength, which they don't need me all of the time, which is really nice. So that means, their father and I must have done something right. But when they do need me, they're big issues, and that kind of becomes a lot all on its own. But I have created space and a life for myself that I can be like kind of a guiding light, if that sounds a little bit corny, but I can be like a safe space, at least for my grandson and things like that. So that's where I'm at with that in my gratitude jar. And I'm hoping for a calmer week ahead. And if I don't get it, I am going to create it for myself. So let's go ahead and grab our snacks and any drinks we have. I have a hot cup of tea in front of me out of my Golden Girls mug because I just thought we needed that kind of strength. My cat did dump it off the counter a few months ago, so my daughter and I strategically glued it back together. And I'm just going to start with my book of positive quotations. And my throat's dry, excuse me, so I had to take a sip. So I'm going to start out in my book of positive quotations. And it's going to kind of go with the theme of me trying to find something positive out of something negative, right? This was a doozy of a full moon. And I do have to tell you, like, I don't know if you follow astrology at all. I'm not like very close with it, but energy does resonate with me, especially working in mental health. I worked in criminal justice before this. Raised kids, that isn't for the faint of heart. So astrology kind of does mean like I pull from energy a little bit here and there, but I don't like put all my focus on it. So I'm just focusing on acceptance. And we must accept finite disappointment, but we must never lose infinite hope. And that's from Martin Luther King Jr. And I think that that's, if anybody faced adversity in our history, in our lifetime of everybody who's here, we saw him face adversity. Doing my affirmations, that's exactly it, Ellen. I do those. I teach my clients to do those, and I have a hard time practicing what I preach sometimes. So I do little affirmations for myself, like before I go to work. Well, thank you, Mom. I have a little bit of delay over here on YouTube, and I'm trying to watch StreamYard at the same time. So welcome my mom into the chat. So tension, trouble, and adversity are normal parts of life. We all know that as we grow up and we become adults. It just is what it is. It's kind of how we deal with it and how we react to it and how we can kind of guide those in our life to it. So I'm going to leave that here. I do have a little bit of show and tell. I was influenced by the coloring view, and I am going to tell you that right now. So I don't think View is in here, but she influenced me. And so that's going to be part of my show and tell. I'm going to start with Happy Mail because I was one of the winners on Dee Dee Willingham's contest this week. So I was very, very excited. And I always play in her contests, I guess. Yeah, the giveaways she does. I was looking for a word. And so I played along with that, and I've never won anything out of her giveaways before, but I was a winner this week, so I did get Happy Mail. So I'm going to open that with you guys. I did open it yesterday when I got it in, just kind of a little caveat, because of course I did. Why wouldn't I? So she gave me like a little fun thanks for watching sticky, and I just am so inspired by Dee Dee and her art. She's like so good, so creative, and I do gain a lot of inspiration from a lot of other artists that I follow along and that I watch. And so I won that. I think this is a sticker, maybe not. You know, it might not be. I thought it was a sticker because of how it felt, but I got one of her chickens. And this is definitely probably going to go in a journal somewhere. But I just thought that this was a lot of fun. I can actually put this on a card with a fun, snarky sentiment as well. I could do like lots of things with it. And then I did get some of the bookmarks that she said she purchased at Books A Million, because she has Books A Million or something next to her, right? So we could color the bookmarks. We could laminate them. We could pay it forward. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. So once I get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway stream and do kind of that. So spread the word and subscribe. And if I inspire you and maybe you have a crafty friend that needs some inspiration, share along. And then I did get the tissue paper that her grandson got from Warner Brothers, which is funny because me, my mom, and my daughter and a good friend of mine were just at Warner Brothers to do the whole Gilmore Girls experience. And we did do a tour as well. I either didn't need anything in tissue paper or I didn't get this fun tissue paper. So I don't know what's the word, but I kind of want to go back and get tissue paper. So this is definitely going to be added into some fun projects. And it was just fun to get something fun, happy in the mail. It wasn't a bill, you know, it wasn't an ad, or it wasn't some voting registration stuff that I've been getting a lot of. It was just something fun. I did purchase over the week. I don't know if you guys follow. I have to get it though. I'm going to go get one of her books. The books that I color in all of the time is from Cuttlefish. And I do like the cozy coloring. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. I like the cozy coloring because it's fun and it's simple. And it is very just like I can just in the moment kind of create things. And so this was a buddy coloring. She does buddy coloring in like she has like an Instagram chat or whatever for that we do that. And then there's like a different little twist. And this was the twist here was dots. So I tried to do dots wherever I could. And then I was playing with my new gel pens from Ohuhu. So I kind of added that. I added some bling. I don't know if you can see it. And it might look weird, but it was just like, you know, I like to do early morning coloring. And since and I did this before as well, and this was split the page, I really do like this one. So I split the seasons and I split the page. So these are all Meowster pieces are all like famous paintings, but they're Cozy Cat famous paintings. And so she is in the UK, I think. She's an actual artist. She reached out to me. But here is a QR code if you're into the cozy coloring. I don't know. And you can get her freebies. You can kind of find her community. You can find her there. She's very good. Like she found me on Instagram and started reaching out to me. So, and then invited me to do these buddy colorings. So I thought that that was a lot of fun. So I do have this. I like to know that when I'm purchasing a coloring book, it's an actual artist. I'm not a big fan of the AI. I live in a fairly rural area for San Diego County, which there are more rural areas than where I live, but I live in a small town, and then I live about 20 minutes away from anything like major where I need to be. So AI data centers and battery backup plants and stuff are always discussed here in this area, and our water's so expensive as it is, because I am inland Southern California, and that takes away our water and it takes away our supply and it takes away nature and just the whole thing. So I really try to just like have that it is an artist doing it. And I do ask if they use AI and things like that, which, you know, whatever. But I did purchase a digital coloring book of hers over this past week, and it's Beach Cats, Cozy Beach Cats. And so I started on this. I just went ahead and got a coloring palette from online because View told me I do not need those coloring cubes and I need to save my $220, and I'll be darned if she wasn't right. So there's that. So this is just something fun I was working on over the week. I like practicing with the digital, like I like the digital printouts, and I just like practicing with digital. I think I spilled some tea on it, but my Ohuhu alcohol markers held up pretty well. I'm going to ink the background to make it like more of an oceany effect. So it like looks like it's movement. I'm going to do that. But I can mess with size and things like that. And then this is on my my computer. So that is what I did this week because I was the late supervisor. And so I went in later and I got off later and, you know, the whole rigmarole. But next week I'm normal. 8 to 4:30. So I'll wake up extra early and start coloring some coloring pages. And that brings me to how was I influenced? I did. I pre-ordered it. Because View found this I saw one of her lives, and sorry, I was kind of catching up with the chat. Anyway, so I saw her live. She found this at one of her ollies. I don't really know what ollies is. The best she's described it is I'm picturing what Big Lots used to be, kind of, but crafty. So she, for some reason, was able to find one. I found this on Thrift Books. It's brand new. It was a pre-order. It came out last week. I got this in the mail on Friday, and it's a hardcover. I did not know that. It's a hardcover. So she did do a flip through of it, and it kind of is intricate with the cozy vibe. That's what I really liked about it. And there's like a story to go with it. It's by Emil Amelie or Emile. I cannot pronounce her name. I'm sorry. So I don't want to butcher it because that might be rude. So, but anyway, so this is an actual artist as well. And the pages are super thick. It's like a cardstock page. And you know, you have the typical, like, this book belongs to, you can color all of this. Here's the story of the book. So I find that really neat. And then it says, you'll get a chance to explore those, like what she's talking about, in the second Fantasy World coloring book volume available in 2027. So it's asking, okay, there, sorry, Ellen, I held your comment. That was really weird. So it's that kind of, you know, it sets up the story. So here's meet the author, things like this. You get to see who she is. She's an actual real person. You can tell that she hand drew these, and she does explain that in here. So I like that. She has other best-selling coloring books. So I'm just going to do like a real flip through. I really liked this kind of stuff. And here's a map of the fantasy world, which is really neat. It kind of sets up the story. So if a lot of you are in the coloring world, which I'm like, I am, but I'm not, because I do a lot of paper crafting as well. So I'm not fully like submerged into only the coloring world. My TikTok is mostly made up of adult coloring tips and sourdough recipes and snarky memes, or whatever, the GIFs, whatever they are, little videos. But like with creating, I love anything paper, with paper and color and glitter. I love it all. And I do like the sewing aspect. So I'm just going to kind of do a really simple, quick flip through. This could be as intricate as you want. This could be as simple and basic as you want. That's what I like about this. And I really like that there's a lot of background in here. I can make a world within a world, if you will. I can make this like a vignette. I can do some fun inking and blending in the back, which I really like to do. I can cut the pages down. I can do whatever I want. And that's what I kind of like about this. If I find that I'm like truly falling in love with these pages, I will scan a few, so I'll have more. But this was under $20, and I'm really impressed with it. It's 100 double-sided pages. And yeah, it's all drawn and intricate, and I like it. It's a fun little story. And like there's like a, you know, some of these pictures coincide with each other to make a full page spread. Some are just within its own because it's part of the whole fantasy world. I really like this because of the like the creativity and the additions that you can do. So just stuff like that. I really like, there's fairies in here. I think that's so fun. I am going to be working on a fairy journal, which, Ellen, I haven't seen your fairy journal. So if you want to inspire the rest of us, you can post a picture of that in my community tab. But this just, so it goes by chapter. And I know like CK, Chris, does a lot of coloring too, and books, and we have a lot of works in progress and things like that. And her and View will make something consistent throughout the story of the book, I do notice, for it to be like more of a timeline. I like to think of these as individual pieces of art, but now that I got this, and this is all in a story of this magical kingdom. What is it called? I've already forgot. Fantasy world. We could kind of make everything pretty intricate. We could make it the same fairy. We could make it fairy friends, you know, whatever we want to do, kind of thing. So anyway, I'm going to start working on this. I think I'm going to be using my watercolors with this because I don't want the pages to bleed to the next page. Unless if there's a picture I don't care if I color it or not. Like this could be done for mermaid. I haven't done a whole lot of mermaid stuff before. But anyway, so I will. Hey, Chris. Hi, welcome. We were just kind of talking about you and your Coloring View and your coloring pages and following along stories, and I pre-ordered this book. So Anyway, so we could kind of do some fun stuff for mermaid in here. I am going to practice though more with my watercolors and my watercolor pencils and watercolor markers. And I don't know if I'm going to do as much alcohol markers in this because of the double-sided, and alcohol markers do bleed through. So it would have to be a page where I didn't care what was on the other side. And I am going to be making a coloring book journal out of all my coloring pages. So that's just kind of something fun. Let's kind of get caught up with all of you. Hello, hello. I do have an email. I have, hold on, let me get it. Let me type my email in. I thought it was on my link tree, but you know what? It's not. So I'm going to go ahead and post my email in here. So if you guys want to email me ideas or things you want to see on the channel, or you want to do any Happy Mail swaps, let me know. And that's just kind of what I'm looking up for, getting to the 500 followers. I want to do like a fun creative giveaway and start doing some swaps and things like that. So that was really my show and tell for the week, except for I did have one impulse buy. Because, you know, Michaels gives away those $5 rewards, and mine was about to expire. And my Michaels is in the middle of a complete revamp because they got the Joann's intellectual property. So they're adding aisles, and I really, really like it. And I purchased these before. I've actually worked in them before. This is just a junk journal kit. And I'm going to take a sip of my tea for 1 second. Hi, Tammy. Welcome. So glad to have you. Okay. Errands and grocery shopping on a Sunday, Chris. That's like my worst nightmare. That's what I save Saturdays for. But you know what? You got to do them when you got to do them. So it's a junk journaling kit, and I'm going to go ahead and open this up a little bit, and then we'll kind of get started on what we're going to do today. I'm not starting a new project today. I am celebrating May by finishing up a few other projects that I've been having lingering on my desk. And you guys have seen me work in before. So it's kind of nice to see something come to life and see the thought and the creation begin. And then we don't always get to fully create within one video. So these are regularly $24.99. I'm going to tell you, if these are regular price, I'm not buying these because I have supplies in my stash for the rest of my life, and I don't need this. But if you're new to junk journaling and you have one of their coupons, like a 40% off or something, this would be worth it. But these have been on sale consistently since they came up with them. Right now, they're on sale for 13 bucks. That's why I bought it. And they are just like, this is the grid, the dot grid on here. And so it's just regular notebook paper. So you can kind of create how you want. My other book one that I have, I think I'm going to do more of like a book collage kind of journal with like book reviews in it. But if you want to draw and do all of that in here, you can. But I really liked this one because it has like a vintagey vibe, and I love the whole moths and the butterfly. So I'm just going to show you what comes in it. Oops. We have some acetate. So if you guys are card makers like myself, save your acetate for shaker cards. That's just my little tidbit to you. But this comes with pages, and they're the last one I got. Yeah, they're not double-sided pages. But look, this one, it looks like it comes with two of each. So that's really nice. I have this exact same paper in a paper pack that is Recollections. That's funny. See, I'm telling you, I have supplies for the rest of my life. I didn't need to purchase this. I purchased this because this is a fun little self-care mindless meditation activity. Or I can, I can get as creative or not creative as I want. Like, what if I lose my crafty mojo, which sometimes happens? But I do want to create. This is kind of all put together for you. The quality of this is basically Recollections quality. It's, not going to be like professional grade, although Recollections has really good quality of things. But this is why I'm saying I probably wouldn't purchase it full price. Oh yeah, Saturdays are crowded and there is more traffic. I played all day yesterday with my grandson, so I didn't do any of my responsibilities. I try to do those on my lunch break too, because I work near all the stores, but yeah, go when it's good for you. It came with pockets, and like these are just hot glued, so you might have to like glue them again, but it's like a cardstock, and it's like a not shiny, it's matte, but it feels really smooth. And here it comes like this could be a planner journal, this could be whatever. So it comes with fun stickers, and you know, just when you're not really in the mood to think of everything for yourself, everything is here. This is a complete journal. I love how they're getting pretty intricate with the designs, which that's probably AI, like it's unavoidable at this point, but you know, this is fun, like cardstock. It's cardstock and cardboard it's like a cardboard cutout, but it's like a really thick cardstock. I think I have this paper as well. I think I have this damn paper pack. But let's see what's in here, if I can open it. And then if you're a rewards member, you get an extra 25% off. I think that's only on regular purchases though. I think that's the caveat of their new little coupon system. So these are cutouts as well. So this is just something fun. Did a few fun little flip throughs before we get started today. And yeah, it's just something. I have that book one over here. I'll kind of pull that out to show you that as well. I just keep everything kind of in this box just so it's a really fun, quick project. I can go out in the living room and do it at the dining room table, like whatever. So this did not come with the napkins. All my book related stuff is kind of in here, but it came with, okay, it didn't come with these either. Okay, so don't let me deceive you. I bought these separately. It did come with all of the same things that I just showed you, but it's book themed, right? Didn't come with this either. This came out of the book paper pack that I bought, and that's Recollections as well. So that color scheme fits, like everything kind of fits here. Came with this, and here's a fun little bookmark that I made, and with a little pocket in the back. And so this was also the grid dot paper. And how I started it is I started decorating this like a traditional journal, because that's kind of what I wanted to do out of it. But the further that I've gotten into thinking about it, I want to just make this like a fun collage journal with like fun tuck spots and fun spots for journaling. I've covered up some pages. I've glued pages together. And that's as far as I've really gotten on it. But I do want to kind of turn this into a fun little collage book journal. And like I can kind of like put my own little book recommendations in here and all my fun, everything bookish basically. And I went to like an author signing and I picked up these, and you know, my friends and I last weekend went and did the book crawl for Independent Bookstore Day. And so just fun stuff like that I got there. I'm just going to kind of put all in here. So that's just kind of how these kits are. When they first came out, they were on sale for like $14.99. Right now they're $12.99. And yeah, I wouldn't buy them full price, especially unless if you're new to junk journaling, it's perfect. But a lot of us already have stuff in our stash. Okay, so like let's get down to creating. Because yeah, so we all come here for like the fun community and the fun camaraderie, but if you're here, you like to create, and that's kind of what we're here for. So we have projects that I've done with you guys before that I've not finished. And I do want to get a little farther in these, closer to being finished. These two are so close to being finished, like, and this one even too. But you know how like when you're journaling or creating something or even collaging, it could go on forever. Like, is it ever really finished? These are always works in progress. So my whips are coming out today, and that's how we're celebrating May. And I hope everybody's having a great start to May. So now we're talking about the books. Lisa Jackson's Third Grave was good. Oh, I have a Lisa Jackson book in here. My grandson just pulled out all of, I don't know where it went. My grandson just pulled out all my books yesterday and was like flipping through them, and I just put them back until they're not in order. And is this your first book that you've read from her, or you've read several books from her? Because her books sound really good. So anyway, yeah, he's going to be a reader. I'm determined to make him my reader in the family. My daughter used to read a lot more than she did. My son's never loved to read because school's always been very hard for him. And so, yeah, I buy him books wherever I go, to be honest with you. We have a free little library across the street. I walk him over there every time he's here. There's a free little library at the park. That's how we start our walk at the park. Yesterday, my daughter's like, Mom, why are we climbing up the hill? I'm like, we're starting with the books. So we did that. So I'm going to start. I have my Wizard of Oz journal. I have my springtime journal, and these are going to be like fun springtime Easter memories with my grandson. And I just have everything in here. I'm going to start with my retro childhood journal. This is going to be my journal of ideas, and I've kind of already started putting ideas in it of things I would use and create with. Like, I have some fun little books that my daughter picked up at the bookstore for free. The book is how to like arrange flowers, but I've used him on a few snarky sentiments and cards. I like the pictures in there. They're just fun. It's just fun. So I'm using this journal as my idea journal. And I know like Dee Dee calls it her Society of Idea Collectors notebooks. That's way too much for me. I cannot do that. So this is going to be my ideas journal, and I'm just going to add some more tuck spots in here. I just did some like little fun swatching with my Poscas and whatnot. I'm going to use this here, write down ideas as they come to me, put ideas in here. So let's just like add a few more pockets and things like that. I did use a lot of coloring pages. This is an actual coloring book I got at Five Below. These are coloring pages that I purchased on Etsy. Purchased the Garbage Pail Kids on Etsy. The fun little rainbows are free from Sweet Pea Curiosity. So if you want to go over to her Ko-fi, that's where her free items are. Yeah, little fun paper clips. This is just a not mismatched, but like a mishmash, sorry, of papers and just fun, colorful things from that like are very reminiscent to like my childhood and things like that. So it just sparks joy because these are like, fun little happy things. This is, I made like a fun little flip out here. This is a card that I had made, and I always put a card in my journals because after scrapbooking, I'm a card maker, and then journaling is just one of the newer things. And so I thought that this is just would go in here perfectly. And I did this to kind of make it, I just kind of gave it like a little bit more interest to kind of plug in here. So, because when we flip over to here it is, we can take it out, just to make fun stuff. So this probably needs to be taped down. So what we're doing today is we're just going to be playing in a few of these projects. If I get bored with one, I'm going to go to another. So if that format does bother you, my apologies. Sometimes I sit down and I create a project that I cannot finish. Like, I don't have time to finish. I want to keep it going on purpose, kind of whatever that is. So I tend to find I've got tons of whips with my little craft card that's next to me. And I'm thinking in my head, like, when are those going to get finished? Like, we should finish those because I really have ideas of what I want to do with them. And I don't necessarily get around. Oh, wait, of course I did. I don't necessarily get around to There we go. Just kind of so it doesn't continue to rip. I don't get around to finishing a lot of those. So that's just kind of what I want to do in here today. And this was the whole McDonald Land collectible tins. I still am going to make an accordion journal out of those. So that's going to have to go in here in my idea journal. If I did an idea book like Dee Dee's, I would not use any, I'd forget. Oh, that's funny. So that's why I kind of made this, because this was just a fun passion project that I did, just something fun and happy. And so I made this, but I had no intention of what to do with this, Chris. And so I was like, and I have a lot of ideas that will come to me and then they'll leave me just as soon as they come. And I'm not always in a position where I can like sit and write things down, or, you know, sometimes I'm driving, I'm at work, like, you know, in a meeting, you know, wondering when the meeting's going to end. And so this is kind of a good little place for all my fun stuff. And this was me testing out some alcohol markers. Well, kind of. My Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends, like the coloring, they're not what they used to be. Excuse me. They are a little bit older. So yeah, I was just like, some of the colors didn't hold up, and here we are kind of just putting these in here. So I'm going to add a lot more pockets on this, and I want to do that today because I have ideas and they want to go in here. And I did do 2 signatures. What I do is I create the signatures all on their own, and then I sew it, and then I put it in an accordion style fashion. So then it can end up being like a gator mouth. So I wanted to finish this part of it today as well. And I wanted to cut this down because this is just, I did this as the spine. And that's another thing. I have the Wonder Woman series, the original, on DVD. My grandson was pulling out all the DVDs in the books yesterday. He normally doesn't do that, but he's a busy guy, so it's okay. He carried around for in between our running our errands and everything. He carried around that Wonder Woman DVD kit with him. It was the funniest thing. So I was just so funny because I remember I had the Wonder Woman record and everything, like how silly, but I did. I want to put some charms on here. I want to trim it down a little bit and put some charms. And I think I brought out my charms. Yeah, I have a little bag with some fun charms in them. And I'll go to Hobby Lobby. I'll go to, this is Hobby Lobby as well. I'll go to Michael's and different whatever. I'll go to the craft store, like whatever. And I purchase a lot of like fun little charms. And, these are rubber beads, just, whatever. And I kind of throw them in a bag, and I want to use them on my journals to make like junk journal jewelry, to make a bookmark, whatever. If it's on clearance, if it's a sale and it can go in my stash, I'm going to get it. So that's why I've kind of been staying out of Hobby Lobby as much as I can, because I know we had this discussion last week, but it has turned more into like a home decorating store. Rather, I think I thought these were my fabric scissors, but they might not be. They're telling me they're not. My fabric scissors may have gotten misplaced then, and I'll have to use these little paper scissors. I think somebody used these as everyday scissors because my other everyday scissors have a blue handle as well. There we go. So these are going to be my new, because what are these? Then let's cut some paper. Well, they cut paper just fine. So I'm going to tie a little piece of fabric around here, and these are going to be my new fabric scissors. So we have that. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to pin it down and have like some dangles. I don't care if it's like rough edges or whatever it is. And thank you, Ellen. I'm trying to finish a coloring page while I rest. Oh yeah, fix your lunch. I haven't eaten today yet either. It's only 11:45, I guess. I didn't wake up till 9. I didn't get out of bed till 9:45. It's been a rough one, guys. I needed time. Hey, Flo, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. So we're just kind of finishing up on some whips and celebrating May and yeah, doing what is making us happy and sparking joy. So if you guys want to create along with me and finish up on your whip, you're more than welcome. And we're going to add some dangles and pockets. But anyway, yeah, so I've been trying to stay out of Hobby Lobby because it's all like the home decorating thing now. And things aren't going on sale as readily as they used to, and their crafting sections are getting pretty sparse, but I think they're in the middle of like having everything their brand of Paper Studio, right? And I'm not a big fan of Paper Studio. I think the quality is not as great. These would be fun. I think the quality is not as great, and I think yeah, I think the quality is not as great. That's all I'm going to say. And a lot of their paper is copyweight paper, and a lot of their paper is also it's just not very vibrant. I don't know. I don't like the quality very well. So I think this is a bead. I don't think that it says beads. I've never opened them, but I thought that these would go good with, oh, they're just like little, there's no hole in them at all. Well, it says they're beads on the package. It came from Bead Design Company, and it says they were beads, and it was part of the bead sale. But they have no holes. They are not beads. They're just like little fun little like enamel decorations, which will be fine as well. I'll do that too. But I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to have to use some Fabri-Tac for that. So yeah, there is no hole or anything in these. These are just little like enamel dots basically, but that's okay. Okay, so I do want to get my beads, which is next to me, because I want to add some more dangly stuff. Let's see if we can do that. I don't know if these beads that I have in my stash will be like, I don't know. This might just be able to hold like one or two things. See, this is why I've got all the ideas in my head. And I feel like it should work. And then the logistics and the practicality of it all kind of escape me. Because then I start thinking too fast. But let's just see if we can kind of add some of these to here. So that's just going to be one. So let me add these to it first. I love this. So I think I want to add that first. Although this is screaming like gem to me. You could make like fun little earrings and jewelry out of all this stuff too. And that's, Hobby Lobby does have these things like on sale or clearance a lot, because I think these things are pretty seasonal. And let's see. Let me see if I can just add one bead. Oops. It's on there and then it's off, and now it's on the floor, and I hear my cat running in here already. Just something fun to dangle on the outside. I could use smaller beads, which might be better. I do have smaller beads, because now I don't know. Can I close this? I love these little the safety pin. Oh yeah, I can close that. I love the fun little safety pin thing, but well, let me see. I think I have smaller beads as well. It might be right here. My smaller beads. I don't think these beads are much smaller though. Let's see. Because sticking a few beads on there might be more fun. I have these beads as well. Today is my self-care day, Flo. So I'm kind of checking out from everybody. They can go away today. and leave me alone because it's been enough. And so I'm just sitting here kind of creating with my crafty friends. And I hope you're doing well. And Chris, that sounds hot down there. We were having that kind of weather and then it stopped. So now we're like in the full throes of early spring. Well, kind of not really early spring, but you know. So let's see if we could do this. And then we'll get into some pockets on the inside. Okay, so I would like to put the beads first. I have these fun small beads, which might be a little bit of a better, yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. So let's just add a few of these fun small beads. I like everything to have glitter and shine to it, and it's just like eye-catchy. So that's what I was thinking in my head. But I guess that didn't work. Let's do a little, just fun little 80s colors, right? Let's just throw them on there. Okay, and so then that is just probably, I could put more beads if I wanted. Let's do a green. And do you guys play with beads at all? Like, I know this sounds like, might sound very juvenile, but like jewelry making was a really big thing. It still must be, because when I'm down the bead aisle at Hobby Lobby and Hobby Lobby's having a bead sale, same with Michael's, that aisle is crowded. So I think it's still like a lot of people still must be into it. But I'm not, like my daughter used to make jewelry when she was junior high. I don't really like do that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I mean, that's a crowded aisle when I'm down there. So I'm just going to hang this on the end. This might be, I might have overloaded this, is what I think. Let's try it anyway. You know what I could do? Where's my bag of clips? I could add a clip to a clip, I feel like. Now I feel like I don't know where my bag went. Okay, let's just try it. Let's try it and let's see. Hey, Belinda, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you, Chris. Like the whole theme is like 80s, early 90s. I think I overloaded this with beads with bees. I think I overloaded it. So let's, oh, I think that'll be fine. I could probably do a few of these, just like on the edge, just some fun. And so when it's hanging off my bookshelf, my cat will want to attack it. I like to set myself up for failure, I guess. So I'm just going to leave. I could have cut more of this off and put it closer down here, which I think is what I'm going to do, because then it really weighs it down and it kind of like, so if I cut more of the fabric off and made it closer to the book, but I still want it to be easy to maneuver in and out, and I'm still going to be adding signatures. So I could kind of just leave it like that for now. I could pin it down, or I don't want to do anything permanent is the thing. So I might leave that for now. I'm going to do another one if I can find that little bag of clips. I think I have lost on my desk, guys. So if you see it, yell at me, because I don't know where the hell that just went. Oh, it's in front of me. Oh my goodness. In front of me. I'm looking ahead, being like, where is it? You know, I can lose. I don't know. I can get lost in a paper bag, I think. Sometimes it's just like, whatever. Okay, so we'll do some fun green one, and then I can probably get to use this little, this little fun gem guitar. I hear my cat like try to run in here every time she hears a bead drop. So they're all cozied up on the heating pad right now because it's only like 60 degrees, which isn't very cold, but they think it is. Okay, so let's do another one. And we decided the other beads are a little bit too big. And these come with like fun little stars, and like you can make your own bracelets. This was in the child kit or the child area of beading at Hobby Lobby. I don't care. I don't mind. I'm creating anyway. It's fine. Okay, so I just wanted to do a fun little 80s color combination. So let's start out with the pink because we ended with the pink last time. And I want to get a little bit of yellow in there because I think those are pretty. Love the neons. Love the neons. They are heat seekers. I get hot flashes at night and my cat tries to lay, like full on lay on top of me in the middle of the night and I can't. I'm like, no. Because I want to be comfortable, but I want to sleep with the blanket on. And she's too hot for me. So, and I did feed him this morning before. I waited a little bit, made him have a late breakfast so they wouldn't be like running around in while I'm here. Okay, so how many did I do here? I think I almost did too many on one side, right? So this will be fun because this is like more hanging down. Now we need the green. And let's add a purple. Why not? What is the 80s without purple? See, so that will fit a little bit better and we'll just have a few little danglies. I think if I make one wrong move over here, I'm gonna dump over the beads and create a bead catastrophe is what's gonna happen. Okay, so this should be a little bit easier to pin in, hopefully. There we go. So now we have like two of them kind of hanging off of each other. I still could trim this down a little bit. I don't really want to trim over what I did, but kind of trim it at an angle. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is just my idea journal. It's not like I'm entering it in some junk journaling contest or trying to sell it or something, you know? I just thought this would be fun to have it hanging off of the edge. And because I set them on my bookshelf, okay, you probably can't see. Well, I set them on my bookshelf so it'll like kind of dangle down, just something fun. I've done that before on my bookshelf and I've regretted it, but this isn't as much as that was. Because my cats. So I have the teenager of the kitties because I got her for Mother's Day 2 years ago. And my daughter has the old lady of the house because we got her when my daughter was going into high school. Her summer coming out of 8th grade, going into 9th grade. And she just fell in love with this cat. Like, we heavily debated bringing another animal into the family, and we found her at the animal sanctuary one day because, you know, that's where we went. That was my mistake, I guess. But, and she fell in love with her. And my daughter kept walking back down to the animal sanctuary during 110-degree heat to go visit her. I was like, oh, we'll bring her home. We'll bring her home. She's yours. And she has been my daughter's like little emotional support cat ever since then. She loves her so much. And she's a good kitty. She's really, really good. But she definitely doesn't want to be bothered by my little girl who wants to play and pounce, and she's a tuxedo, and so she wants to get into flipping everything. Everything. Okay, so we'll add a little bit more here. And we'll do green. Oh, let's do yellow. Let's do a fun yellow. And oh, green. I said green, right? Oh, thank you, Flo. You're so kind. I was just like doubting myself at the very beginning of the chat because I've had a really rough weekend with my son and my daughter-in-law who are not doing great. So, and it's probably going to stay that way. So, yeah, it's been kind of rough. So thank you. So we're going to try to do 2 on each side to see if that works. And then I'm just going to pin this in. I have less to pin it into down here, but I'm going to go for it. And let's pin it in. I love these little safety pin things. They're fabulous. So now there might go my, like, this is going to be hanging off at the edge of my bookshelf. There might go my Logic. My Logic kind of just escaped itself. I might move it and put it up here. Logic doesn't always have a place in the craft room. I don't know if you know, but not always. So we'll pin it up here. But eventually when I have to think it out, I'm like, well, that's not going to be good. Okay, so now I used that whole little set and I paid $1.74 for it. Okay, I had this where I wanted it. Now my fumbly fingers are getting in the way. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of have this as little fun, like beaded jewelry. You know what this reminds me of with this? Mallory's boyfriend from Family Ties, Nick, the earring that he used to wear. Oh, goodness. I think that's on Tubi, actually, or Pluto. Okay. So now we have that part of it. Let's add some more pockets. These pockets are pretty tight that I added here. So I have, okay. I have this whole tray full of stuff for this journal specifically. So if I can have like a little slip of paper or something to put in there that's really thin, I think that that would be fun. Yeah, sometimes you see my ideas are bigger than the time I have on my hands. So I think I'm going to use that. All right, let's set this right behind me because I run out of room on my craft desk. I have a little pile to the left of me of things that I want to do and a clearing area. And then I have supplies around here. And like I've said, I use my son's old computer desk for when he was living with me because he didn't take it when he moved. And I'm just going to slip this in here, honestly, because then I'm just going to write an idea down on here. So I use that and it's not as big as it needs to be. Okay, so there's that. I want to use these because I think these are fun. And some of my ideas are already in here. And I think it would just be fun to add a little bit of fun embellishments here. They're not going to be for anything serious. I have my Fabri-Tac that has been exploding out of the bottle. Do you guys have this issue with Fabri-Tac? I don't know how to stop that. I probably need, like, I have this on my desk. My friend made me this mug. And so I put, this, mind you, is not supposed to be here. These aren't supposed to be here. This is supposed to be just for my glue. See how organized I am? But I've been having problems with it exploding, and I thought it's because it was empty, like it's running towards the end. I don't think that's it. I don't know what it is. I don't live in a high altitude or anything. But oops. Oh, well, that decided to go there. I'm going to wipe that. So I don't know what it is. I'm on Lottie's Magic Attic design team for Tracy, and she said the same thing. And she put a link to some glue bottles. They're fairly expensive, so I don't think I'm going to get them. She put a link to some glue bottles that she uses, but they're pastry bottles. So she puts her Fabri-Tac in something else. See, it's almost to the end, but it's like a quarter. I have like a quarter of a bottle left, and so it doesn't want to squeeze out like it needs to. But yeah, so if you hear of anything, you can thin Fabri-Tac offhand. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I do use it for fabric. I use it for this and stuff, and I use it for like any, oops, there's my Fabri-Tac little stress ball. I don't use it for, and I use it for anything that's not fabric, basically. So we could slip some ideas in here. Let's do a fun little pocket. Okay, I'm going to move my other projects that we will be working on because I might bounce back and forth between projects, but I wanted to make sure I got this done because I've already started using it. And let me get you more in frame because that's a bad habit of mine. So if you can't see something I'm working on, please tell me. Okay. I have an envelope that I could put in here as well. And let me get my scissors. Okay, let me kind of put that. I just store it upside down. I should probably store it with my other glue. I don't know what's going on with the whole Fabri-Tac thing, but I don't want to spend $20 on some pastry bottles either that I'm only using it for Fabri-Tac, because then now my Fabri-Tac just doubled in price. Like what? And I don't know how much Fabri-Tac is being wasted either, but it's just annoying. So I could probably go to the Dollar Tree and get, I'm reluctant to do that too because the spray bottles that I bought at the Dollar Tree don't always work for long periods of time. So I'll have to go to like the gardening center at Walmart or whatever, and I get those heavy duty bottles, sprayers. And I'll put like, so I'll buy concentrated like Lysol or whatever for like cleaning. And I'll put it in there. Because I have like for mopping my floors, I have a Ocetero, but it's like a generic. Well, it's not a generic. It's like a sustainable little Swiffer. So I mix the solution in there with like a lot of water. So I don't know if I want to get into going to the Dollar Tree and getting aggravated about it all over again. So I'm just going to simply pretend like I'm going over the same line a few times. Who knows if I am or not, but I'm simply just going to do it around the crease that's already in the design. This is a red, I bought this from Red Deb on Etsy. And I really love her designs. She does like a lot of older vintage designs. And I'm just going to kind of make a little fun little envelope, and we're going to be sticking stuff in here. Okay, so this is not by any means any measuring or whatever. This is just me eyeballing it and me creasing it with my bone folder so I can break down the fibers in the paper enough to get it to fold over. So the paper doesn't wrinkle. That's all it's for. That's all it's for. Oh, yay, Flo. Looked it up. You can thin it with acetone, basically nail polish remover. You just have to add very small amounts at a time. That you can get at the Dollar Tree because this is an acetone-based glue. So adding acetone to it will not break it down. So that's really good to know. Thank you so much for looking that up for us. See, this is why I love doing lives and connecting with all of you guys on my community tab and stuff like that, because like we learn from each other. And I love like inspiring and getting ideas and things like that. So I'm just going to kind of glue. Speaking of Fabri-Tac, I've got some stuck on here. I'm just going to glue this down, honestly. And I do use the PVA glue. I have glue sticks here. I can't get my glue. I cannot get that glue to work. Cannot get that glue to work. And thank you for putting it in all caps, because sometimes it'll take me a second to catch up with the, because sometimes I've been like, oh yeah, getting in, like commenting and getting in on conversations, and I'm like, oh, they're talking to each other, they're not talking to me. So then what I have to say isn't really relevant, and they're like, girl doesn't pay attention. You don't have to put it in caps, but I'll catch up eventually. Okay, So this is crooked. This isn't meant to be like perfect or whatever. That's not where I'm at with this. And this journal isn't for that. It's a junk journal. It's fun. It's funky. I'm just going to cut this down to make it even. I'm not going to freak my freak. I know this probably just opened up like a little hole in it. I'm not worried about it. I could, let's do that. Just kind of glue up the sides right here and add this to here. I don't always like to get my hands like sticky with glue, especially if I'm going to be touching and creating other things. So, and now it's just like a fun pocket that we can stick things in. Well, I might have made this too thick. There we go. So kind of manipulate the paper just a little bit and we can start sticking stuff in there. I have somewhere in my midst, I have a little Velcro piece left right here in front of me. I have a little shelf in front of me. That's what we could do. I am going to add some Fabri-Tac. And I don't know if I have nail polish remover here or not. I think I do because I do my own pedicures most of the time. I'm going to the nail salon to get my nails done and a pedicure. That's expensive. So I prioritize one over the other. And I've been getting manicures at the nail salon since I was 15. So that I don't give up. Oops. Oh no. Well, my little idea didn't work, did it? There we go. I'm gonna wait till that's dry. And I don't need it at the beginning. I just right there, I'm fine with that. Like, I don't care where it's at on here. I could add some fun little picked raspberry. I think I have picked raspberry around there. Honestly, I don't know if I do. I have abandoned coral. This might be fun. Let's do abandoned coral. I don't think I have a big picked raspberry. I have a little one. So we don't need to give it too much thought. I've got the flamingo. That would be fun. I just think that this or the candied, whatever, they'll both be fun. Those will be fun. Just to kind of knock back that white space a little bit. I don't like a whole lot of white space. So I could have reverse printed this if I wanted to. I feel like I had a pink one. Oh, I have a darker pink one up here. This new brush set that I got is really nice because it comes with 2 different color pink ones. Oh, bye, Mom. I'll see you later. Love you. Thank you for coming. It's 80 up there in Washington. Wow. My friend did tell me, because I'm originally from Washington State. That's where I grew up, so that's why she still lived there. Did tell me that it was 75 the other day when I was driving to work, and I was like, wait, what? So that's my mom, guys. She will pop in and pop out. She's new to coming into the lives. So my son showed her how to do it all. And so now she kind of has time because she retired a few months ago. So she has time to kind of do all of that, which is fun. Okay, so I probably don't need to do 2 colors on here, honestly. Like now I'm just making it more complicated than it needs to be. I just liked I'm not going to do 2. And it's her planting season. She loves gardening. So She spends a lot of time in the yard doing that. We're trying to convince her to move down here. So if you want to get on that bandwagon, help the girl out. My kids want her down here. So there we go. There we go. And we'll put this in here. I am probably going to glue this to a page, to be honest. That might be a mistake because I might want to move it and do stuff with it later, but I don't see the harm in just gluing this to the page because then it's just a pocket and an envelope within here. Or I could just, yeah, I'm going to glue it. I'm gluing it. I'm making that executive decision and I'm just throwing a dab will do. A line of glue will do. And we'll stick some ideas in here. Flo, I think she might. Her big thing, everything with my mom, because my mom raised me as a single mom. So everything's very financial. And she's always worked in like the financial medical world. So everything with her is financial. So she just paid off her house a few years ago, completely remodeled it. She could sell it to purchase something here, but not with the same, like she's on a 1/4 of an acre. Like it wouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? So, she just is afraid that it's too expensive here. But honestly, when I go home to visit, it's not. It's not. We are just as expensive. San Diego County is just as expensive as Washington State. Our gas is actually cheaper here because they have higher gas tax. So there's that. Set this off to the side. So Flo, if you're back next Sunday, she might listen to you. But we would like her here. You know, it's scary to change everything up, I think, when you get to a certain age, but you know, she's not that old. She's young. She's turned 70, so you know, my kids would love it. She's, you know, I've been really close with my kids. I had her call, like, with all this stuff going on with my son this weekend, because it's been like, God, it's been kind of tragic. It's been a lot. I had her call him yesterday. I was like, I think it's time for you to call your grandson. She's like, why? What's going on? And I finally told her. She's like, why didn't you tell me when this happened? I was like, I was just kind of, me and my daughter, and we're rallying together as a family. And I was, you know, concentrating on the baby. I said, but now I'm not taking this alone anymore. Because she's kind of she's my rock. So she's like, okay, I called him. So she called him last night, and it just helps him. Because he has a lot of anxiety and depression and stuff. So, but I don't know. Tried to have his dad help him first. I tried to have his dad be the first line of defense because his dad understands, because his dad has that too, but his dad doesn't deal with his issues. So this is why we are no longer married. But my son wants to, and you know, it's hard when you're with a similar personality type as well. So my concern is the baby all the time. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't do this too tight. I just got like another fun little pocket, and we're going to put something down here because we got lots of ideas going, I think. Yeah, so I've lived here since the late 90s. And honestly, I'm just going to tear this because this is torn. It doesn't need to be a perfect little pocket. And my kids are from here. So, and I have a career here. My kids have a whole life here. We don't want to live up there. I don't know how to say it. We don't want to live there. It is dark. It is dreary. It is just as expensive as here. You don't have the amenities that you do down here. You know, like why? Why? What tax are they paying for up there? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. That comes at a cost. So I'm happy here. And the older she gets, we would like her near us. So, you know, when emergencies happen and, you know, things. Anyway, that's that. I'm just going to leave it like that and do a fun little pocket. See the things you learn when you come when you drop in on a Sunday. It's not just all about cozy coloring and crafting. All right, here we go. And I have glitter on this paper somehow, so that's fun. More glitter. And we'll add a few more pockets, maybe add a few ideas for my Somerset Studio magazine. Just kind of flip through here. I'm just going to pin, you can pin in ideas and do all of that. I do have these though from the front. I left this as a pocket and didn't really put a I don't know what to call it, like a focal point on here, like a topper. I was thinking maybe to cut this down a little bit and kind of offsetting it with like a brighter piece of paper and this kind of be my topper. So, because ideas will flow and they're going to flow right in and out of here. So that's why I wanted to do a pocket here. And I have like stickers from when me and my friend went to Vegas and just funsy stuff. But the Garbage Pail Kids, I used to collect these when I was younger. My mom hated them. She hated that we would always be at the checkout, and I would collect them, the cards. And they always had like that really hard piece of bazooka gum or whatever it was in them. Yeah, I chewed that too. Probably why I have TMJ now. She's like, those are so disgusting. She hated them. But it's okay. I love my Couch French dolls just the same. Just the same. Let me get I want to outline her. And I have some glitter markers from Ohuhu that we can outline her with. So as you can see, this is just kind of a fun little crafty sash. Welcome May, goodbye April. And although April went by so fast, and April was not a bad month, but May came in with that damn Scorpion full moon and kind of kicked my ass. Just like finishing up some projects. I really like that bright. Let's see how bright the yellow is. I've been using a lot of these for accent. Oh, that's pretty too. You probably can't. It's just my whole. It's pretty. It's my my paper. This is my swatching when I'm coloring. I have a spot where I have done swatches, but it depends on what mood I'm in for what colors I want to use and all of that. So I do swatching in the moment. I swatch in the moment. I'll admit it. I think that's a coloring faux pas, but I don't care. I have a journal made for my swatches. I could do swatches in that. I don't ever do that. I just don't make the time because then I want to create something. I get ideas about something I want to create. And I'm like, well, I could just swatch it in the moment and see how I feel about it then. So that's my idea of swatching. I'm honestly going to double outline this just to make it fun. I could have cut the white space around it if I wanted to, but I'm not going to be that fussy about it either. So then let's do the pink and hoping that these won't run together. These were on sale one of the last times that I was at Michael's. So, and I really like them. I do like them a lot. I do test them every single time before I put them on. So I could do like a dot. We could do dots, or I could do just like another little line. What do y'all think? Or it doesn't matter. You're like, who cares? Let me dry this off while I'm kind of debating that if you wanted to have an opinion or not. You don't have to. It's a collaborative environment here. Okay. Dots. Yeah, dots would be fun too. I'm thinking dots instead of 2 lines. Speak now or forever hold your peace, or you're like, this project is dumb, I don't like it. But this is my idea journal, so, you know, I know I am on a few design teams, but I try to get on design teams. Dots. Thank you guys. I try to get on a few design teams that are very flexible, because I do have to write a paper after this. It's only 3 pages, so it'll be a page and a half. But I have a lot, obviously. I have a lot. And I'm trying to finish my master's degree. And I'm in my last class right now, which is marriage and family therapy. How ironic that this issue has come up. The universe speaking to me. The one practice of therapy I really, really wanted to stay away from was marriage and family therapy, because I do have a lot of countertransference in that area. And I know I wouldn't be I wouldn't be an objective therapist. I would have to be, and my people that I treat do live in marriage and family systems. That's not lost on me. But I don't want to solely focus my practice on that, because I do want to go to private practice so I can have a flexible retirement option. Anyway, so there's that. But it's my paper I have to write after this is about boundaries, the biggest boundary issues facing therapists. Thank you. I start my internship in June, and then I'll finish my degree at the end of this year. My internship can be done at my work site. They just have to sign the contract. So I'm kind of waiting for that this next week. So that'll happen within the next few weeks, because I just have to submit it. I am the captain of my fate, right? I'm the boss of my journals, Ellen. I do need a little bit of a pep talk here and there, huh? Okay, so that's what this looks like. This fun little page. Let's put actually, I do want to cover this up, because I don't want, see, and it even went through over here, because these probably are alcohol based. If it's doing that, I don't mind, like whatever. And this was thin copy paper, so it's not like that. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm very excited. Very excited. This is something I would have never, ever done, by the way. If I would have still been married, I would have never done something like this for myself. I just wouldn't have. But so that's why I tend to be now at this point, like the kids will come to me for everything, because of the adversity that they've seen me face and how I've come through it. And I think I tend to be a little bit more of a trustworthy source for them, me or my mom. Because they get disappointed when they go to their dad for things, and that really pisses me off. But I can't control that. Okay, so let's do another side here, because I did color this paper. So we just want to like trim it down a little bit and make 2 little pockets on each one of these. And I'll just trim the rack of my oven, basically. Like, I know this is crooked, but I'm not that worried about it. Kind of. We'll pretend like I know it's. We will pretend that I can eyeball straight at that point. But I have some like art, not sketch paper. I think it's watercolor paper that I purchased at the Dollar Tree, and so I did dye. I did dye those. I food color dye these. I don't have like RIT dye or anything. That's another expense I don't really need. I do have food coloring in my stash, because I do a lot of baking. And I don't use the food coloring as often anymore. I try to opt for, because I've been on kind of like a health journey over the last few years. I kind of opt for like natural food coloring. But anyway, there's that. Thank you guys. You guys are so kind. Okay, so I think we got it. I'm going to stick him in here. Graffiti PD. We need more of Graffiti PD around. That's what this is going to be for, right? I could put something fun in here. Let's do this little, we're going to say notes. Go all the way back to the E and then to the S, right? Do I got it? Who knows? We'll see. Hopefully I spelled it right. And then we have it. And then this is sticker. So I'll just stick it on. I don't trust it. I have trust issues. We will glue it on. And just put it in here. And then if we want to graffiti PD all over it, dot it up more, whatever we want to do. I'm not going to do that right now. That's more of like a little mindless activity. Oh, did I do an E? Yeah, it's an E. I did spell it right. I did spell it right. Okay, and so then this is just fun little areas. And see, it just kind of goes, right? And I could just stick stuff in here. I have some of these like graffiti letters, or ransom letters is what they call them. I purchased these on, Etsy right here. Artie by Natty is where I purchased these. That's the one and only thing I've ever purchased from her, but they're nice. Like, this was the whole kit, I think, though, so I don't know. Whatever. You really could just go through a magazine and do that. I thought that would be fun for here. Let's see. Let's do create, because that's just short enough. And it goes with the theme. Oops. Yeah, see, I could print out a few of these if I wanted. Came with a few R's though, so that's fun. Let's do a fun little R like that. An E. We'll just do the first E that we have here. Have you guys ever done the whole ransom letters in your projects? I think there's a bigger variety that you can purchase elsewhere, actually, but I don't know. Fun for card making too. A T S T we have here. It's just kind of fun, something fun to do. I like fussy cutting, so I don't mind it. If you don't like fussy cutting, this isn't going to be for you. But if you have collage books, these are in a lot of collage books. If you save magazines, they are there. I'm going to keep these together over here on my little area. So my goal was to finish up as much of, I brought out 3 projects to work on today. That's clearly not happening. But my goal was, excuse me, to finish up as much of these as I can. Because I want to clear off that little area on my cart that I have. I have a cart that I purchased at Joann's. Well, my mom got it for me for Christmas. Actually, one year it was just on my little wish list. It's like a little cafeteria cart. So I put all of my projects on there, like ideas or, you know, projects in the works. But things linger on that cart for way too long. They need to get moving. They need to get going. Ransom letters. Janet Young has put it as a prompt. Oh, okay, perfect. Is that the Scabby? Yeah, right? I didn't do that this year because I knew I wouldn't have time to commit to that. But I think I do want to do that next year. I really liked the theme that she picked this year too. I do like watching her. She's really talented. And I love that she's kind of a sarcastic smartass because so am I. I love it. So I need to join in with you guys to do that. And who won? I forgot who won. I know Dee Dee announced on her and Jana announced in a video and stuff, but I remember somebody was congratulating them in one of Dee Dee's lives one day. I don't remember who it was, but that's so cool. Zenjen. Okay, that's right. I knew it was a familiar name. Jana is Snark on Wheels. She is a flippin' riot. I try not to be Snark on Wheels, but I'm also in like a different phase of my life where it will get me in trouble because I do have plenty of snark going on. So I try to like release that in my crafting. And in the next week or two, I'm going to create some cards, like some snarky stuff. So if you want to stick around for that, I am going to be creating a recorded video though this week since I have a normal schedule, knock on wood, that is going to be introducing Junetober. So if you like fun, spooky, cutesy, spooky, scary, spooky, whatever, if you like it and you like Halloween crafting, follow along. And there is going to be a follow along and prompts and all of that stuff over there on Lottie's Magic Attic Facebook group. And I'm one of the collaborators and the designer. Well, I'm not a collaborator, I'm a designer, but kind of a collaborator, I guess. Not a designer, but a collaborator. Excuse me. My goodness, get it straight. So I'll be creating with like the kits that the designers are creating. And she asked me to have like a special little role in that this year because this is my 3rd year doing it. So I'm excited. So I'll be introducing that, and I'm going to be showing off my previous Junetober junk journals. So that's exciting. Oh, that's so good that the right person won. That's so cool. Oh, don't you just love that when like somebody that is having a hard time or needs something bright in their lives, they get it? That's so cool. That's what like the affirmation type stuff is for too, right? Okay. So we're just going to put create up here. And that page will probably be done. Actually, I want to do a tuck spot up here too. And then that page will be done. I don't necessarily need to have something on every page, but I want plenty of spots for ideas to go. I was doubting myself for a second if I spelled that right. Photoshop and design paper. Oh, is that how they design the paper on Photoshop? I have not even put 3 thoughts in there about designing paper, although I have plenty of paper ideas. I do. I just don't have time to commit to it. Seems like a job. Seems like a job. Okay. But I like a lot of Bitty Penny's creations, and I like Sala. Sala has digital. She's one of my little crafty friends too. Love that girl. She's so great. She designs. Obviously, like where I'm on design teams, they design and stuff. I want to play. I don't know if I want to design. I've thought about it, but okay, so Ellen, I missed your comment about Daylight by David. Okay. So is it fiction or nonfiction? You said it was good. I'm shaking my camera and I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I have a little thing of water that I'm drinking out of and it keeps bumping it. That's rude of me. Okay. So let's do like a fun little pocket. But what and how do we want to do this? I just have these randomly thrown in here because that's my organizational skill for that moment. I'm going to keep these together. I do want to pin those together. So I have a lot of these fun little, I could do more McDonald lamps. Oh, this is fun too. Let's do that. Let's do that. And I have some more strawberry shortcake. I've got some Smurfs, if y'all remember the Smurfs. I try to like have my grandson's over. We watch a lot of like the low, I'll have like a lot of low stimulation stuff on. And I will turn on like Smurfs or Rugrats, or like my daughter will turn on Little Bear. I wanted to say Little Blue Bear, but that's not it. Little Bear, because she grew up watching that. And there's a Scholastic app. So there's like a little Scholastic channel on the TV that has like Amelia Bedelia and just fun stuff. So we do a lot of that. And recently, because he's a boy, he loves like construction stuff and playing. He loves playing in the dirt. My gosh. We were at the park yesterday and he wanted to play in the dirt. It was so funny. So there's a John Deere channel. Oh, you know what? I did this backwards, but you know what? Whatever. I'm going with that. And it's a John Deere for kids. So it's just like construction moving equipment and moving dirt and things like that. He loves that thing. Loves it, loves it. Okay, so this is how I'm doing this. So it's going to be backwards, little McDonald land tissue paper, but whatever. And I put a lot of McDonald's stuff in here because I remember going to McDonald's birthday parties when I was younger. Everybody got a Happy Meal. Everybody got to meet Ronald McDonald, and everybody got to play on like the play thing. Okay, so now we have glue there. So I might stick this, like a fun little belly band around it, like on it too, just to kind of cover that up. I didn't think about that with the tissue paper. That's where I probably should have used that glue stick, but I don't trust it. I don't trust that darn glue stick. So we turn like a lot of that on for him too. And then it reminds me of stuff from my childhood. So I do quirky little projects like this. Oh, the hamburger doll. Oh, the hamburger doll. I'm going to have to go look up the synopsis of it. Is it like mystery? Is it, what is it? What do we have going on? My TBR bookshelf is popping off at the seams. I don't need anything else to read. Just, oh, I didn't even cut it down. Oh no, just so we're clear. Oh, Lord. But my ambition says that my TBR list might need something to be added to it. So I don't want to doubt that. I don't want to doubt all that. Yeah, so I cut all of this off because I got excited to put this down to have one more thing finished in it. And that didn't work out too well, did it? Okay, now we gotta put this down. Oh, you know what? Me too. But did you watch the Barbie movie, Ellen? They were great clothes. My aunt used to make my little cousin's Barbie clothes. The movie Barbie, we went and saw that for my birthday. Me and my daughter. It was so cute the year that it came out. And the weird Barbie. Okay, I had more than one weird Barbie. I loved chopping off her hair and like coloring her head with Sharpie and like weird stuff. It was just fun. Everybody had like a different haircut. Oh, it's a really good female empowerment movie if you like that kind of stuff. I do. So there's that. Let me get some fun stickers, and we're going to put like a fun little sticker right there, which I had. Oh, they're right here next to me. Looky, looky. I did bring out stickers. I knew I did. So my goal of clearing this off is pretty good. I'm probably only going to be around for like another few minutes with you guys because I don't want to take up too much time. And I do have to write that paper on boundaries. So, oh, I picked boundaries is what I did. It was so the paper is the biggest ethical concern facing counselors today. I pick boundaries because of where I work and I see it. So I want the bow on here. Regardless, I want the bow on here, I think. I don't know if that's going to fit, but I do. So I'm picking boundaries, so it'll be easier for me to write it on. Things I've experienced, things I've seen with the people I supervise and clients, and so that'll be fun. Well, Ellen, if you like the whole Barbie thing, I have the delay, so my conversation pops around, so I'm sorry. And I probably have a little bit of that menopausal ADD going. Hence my idea journal and my ideas sticking around for a long time. But I think after this, I want to go into my Somerset magazine. And I did create something last week. If you want to go back and watch it, those little faux slides. I did not finish creating those faux slides because I didn't have time this week. But I do want to finish creating the faux slides as well. So that was a really good idea. But I get a lot of good ideas in that Somerset magazine and the art journaling magazine. And I won't necessarily pull the magazine back out and be like, remember that? And so I like everything in one place. So the ideas will just kind of keep flowing. They'll pile up and maybe they'll come to fruition. And when I'm stuck in a rut, I can refer back. That whole crafty mojo thing again. Okay, so I could get some ink and ink up around it. I'm going to pick the candy apple this time, and that's more of a red, so I'm going to pick the dark pink. So because I did not clean this off, I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to kind of clean it off this way. And I didn't even get it wet or anything, which I probably should. To really clean it off. I just use a stamp cleaner. This is all I use. This is water, and this is my stamp cleaner. Now, mind you, this is not going to stay white. So you're going to get mud from there, but it doesn't normally affect, like I've never had it affect my projects. But if I want to double check, I just rub it off. So it is on there a little bit, but it's never affected anything. So it just kind of depends on how OCD you are with that. It just depends. Welcome, Roseanne. So glad to have you. Thank you for joining. We're just like finishing up on projects and getting my own little self-care Sunday therapy session in and discussing books and life and crafty stuff. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. I've not seen you here. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to, I'm just going to go over it. We're adding our own little fun highlights. I'm not going to take the time to do the edging of the paper because that wasn't working anyway. I would have needed to get out one of my smaller brushes. And this kit that I ordered, it did come with smaller brushes. So that was just lack of preparation and patience on my time, and that happens a lot. Oh. Well, thank you for subbing. I'm so glad to have you here. Bye, Flo. Thank you for coming. Oh, bye, Ellen. Okay, it's not Flo. Bye, Ellen. Sorry, I misread that. Thank you for coming. I enjoy you too. Yeah, so Roseanne, my goal is the whole 500 subscribers, so I can do a 500 subscriber giveaway. And then we're just kind of talking about things that are coming up, and I'm finishing up my like childhood junk journal. And this is going to be my idea journal. So that's where I'm going to stop like adding into it today. But I did get to take some stuff off of my little cafeteria tray over there. And Spacey Stacy, if you remember the Garbage Pail Kids. Put this in here. I'm going to work on this, I think, next time that I kind of sit down to pluck at this. But I do want to, I'm going to putting stuff back on the tray too. So I didn't get to get rid of the tray, but I got to take some pressure off of the tray, if you will. But those trays are never going to be empty. Those are my WIP, and that's just, let me be honest with myself right now. I would feel more accomplished if the trays were empty, but then I would be bored at the same time. Bye, Chris. Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by. I can't wait to see your next project. I've been enjoying watching your Spanish channel when I drive to work. Yeah, I do watch. I catch up on YouTube when I watch a lot. So I just want to get one more project out of here. So these are, thank you, Flo. This was fun. These are the slides that I made, and they're not done. Mind you, they're not done. I'm going to put acetate over them. I'm going to put some washi tape for the frame, and then I'm going to put these on cards and things like that. But I did get this from Somerset Studio, so I wanted to take that project. I thought I folded the pages. I may not have. What I really love about this is you get some like fun crafty paper to go with it. But I wanted to take that out of this. And after watching Dee Dee like scale, I thought I folded the paper. Oh, here I am. After watching Dee Dee, how she cuts up her magazines and stuff, to create a journal out of like a half journal. You can create two journals out of this. I probably would go to Staples and get them to cut it because I don't want to cut my finger off, because I will. And because now of the Staples baddie on TikTok, I know stuff isn't as expensive as I thought it was. So there's that. But I really liked this project. And she, Susan Iota, her idea was to get these slides off of Etsy. You can get them off of Etsy, and then you're decorating the slide is what you're doing. Well, I have stuff to make a faux slide. So I am going to take this out of here because I really like this project, and I'm going to put it in my idea journal. And then let's see. Yeah, I cut up books too. So sorry, I don't mean to offend you if I do. I just kind of want to, it's got to be easier to cut out, but I guess that's not going to be easier. I'm over here cutting the page. But this has the supplies, the technique, how you're doing it. And then there's a separate, it came with two of these papers for the size that it needs to be. And I was trying to watercolor on this paper to see if it would hold up. It's not going to. It's thicker paper, but it's definitely not watercolor. So I pulled out my own watercolor paper. I always try to get this thing out and be fancy, and it never works. It's good at opening up packages. She is. That's about it though. But so I'll just fold these up. I don't need this whole thing. I don't even know if I need what is in here or not, but I do like the kind of the story on here. And I just kind of want to put final issue. No. So I do want to put the bye Flo. Thank you for joining. I'm so glad that you were here. I do want to put, I don't even know if I want this paper in here because I don't know if that's going to matter. Here's the spot that it came in. So this is just kind of like an art journaling activity, and it tells you to put 10 things down on different slides. And I just kind of played with it. I'll put that in here. I want to put this in here for some tips and inspirations. And the pics on page 71 are adorable. Let's go take a check. Look, we're going to check it out. But this I don't think I necessarily need because I'm not doing it how it says in here. But I don't know. Let's just keep it anyway. It's just kind of her story about how she's like moments and creating inspiration. You're using something that wasn't meant to be used. So I'm going to staple these together. And I'm putting them out of order, but I don't mind. And then just kind of staple it together, fold it down. So that's why I was a little bit worried earlier about my pockets in here not being thick enough. So if I have to, there's the envelope we made. If I have to just pin it in here, I will. It's not going to be big of a deal. Like this is not going to be big enough for this, I don't think. Let's try. My stomach's growling. I feel like y'all can hear it, but I know you can't. Oh. You get a discount to renew. Ooh. And then I did this today too. I didn't know. I got my Somerset studio. So this is kind of what we're working on. We did this today. We always get like a lot accomplished, but I don't feel like I ever really finish anything. But that's okay. This is going to get folded, and this is just going to go in. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Is that sticker? I knew that stick couldn't be trusted. But if I want to go back to these later, I want to put this in as well. So see how this is going to end up being like a big old gator mill. Okay, so gem. I love gem too. I got that at a diner in Vegas. So fun. Okay, I keep wanting to put these away, but I can't because I need to tie my fabric around it so I know that these are now my fabric scissors. So page 71, let's go there before we exit. 71. Oh, the Frida Fly figures are a whole nod to her Hispanic culture and Dia de los Muertes style. Sugar skulls serving to remind them that life is sweet, and the wings are a symbol of fragility and freedom. I like those. These are little figurines that you can make, huh? What a project. That's so cool. And honestly, it doesn't have to just be out during the Dia de los Muertes festival. We have them here in the town that I live in. It's big Hispanic culture in San Diego. I think it's important to empower women, and I think it's important to recognize that in other women. And I really like to empower and lift up. And you can tell women that aren't empowered in their lives because they want to put you down. It reminds me of somebody I work very closely with, and it's very disturbing. So I like it. Very cool. I like it. I'm so glad that you guys were here today. I'm so glad that you take part in my self-care journey. And cut out pages, make copies to cut up individually for collage. Oh, that's such a great idea too. See, so this is just like paying for itself already. Thank you for justifying that. Because yeah, and it comes with like, these pages are thicker than the magazine pages. And then I do the art journaling magazine too, which is on my bookshelf, I think. No, it's right here. No, it is. It's on my bookshelf. I got a special on it, and so now I'm very excited because I keep panicking because when they send it to you, it says 3 more left, or whatever, and I'm like, oh darn. But that they give you a discount to renew is perfect. But there was the sidetrack. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you so much for being on my creative journey. I'm so glad to be on yours. I'm so glad that we've connected in this community. And I'm going to be getting into more art journaling, art quilting. I don't know what that is, Belinda, but that sounds fabulous. And I hope to see you guys around very soon in the YouTube universe. And my link tree, I'm trying to copy it really quick for you, is at the very beginning. But if you want to follow me along on my journey, I am there. And thank you guys for joining me. I will, this uploads much more quickly on StreamYard. That's why I started using this, so I don't have to wait like a day for this to be posted on YouTube. So if you missed the beginning, you can go back and do the replay. If you're ever a replay watcher for anything, or if you're just watching my videos, stop by and say hi, and I will try to do the same for you as well. So if you want to start sharing and developing more of a bigger creative collaborative palette, we can start sharing some channels together. Let's work on that next week. I will see you guys later. Have a happy Sunday. Bye.